listening to 99.1 Shap Radio, and this is Noah Villarreal.
This is Luke Henderson.
And today we have a special guest with us.
Keenan Abdi.
And you're listening to the Gen Z guys. On this show, we do a topic show or a talk show where we discuss different topics that people send to us, and we kind of give you an insight of like a Generation Z info on like how we see certain things in our world today. So the first topic we're going to talk about is, and I thought this was kind of interesting, just what are y'all guys' mantras for like when y'all guys kind of just get through life? Because I know like this week today during New Testament, we were kind of like just learning how to get through hard times I was through.
You should probably define mantra for people who don't know what that is, because I didn't know until I came in here today.
Me too.
So, it's like mantras. The definition is, hold on, I'm pulling up right now. It's a Hinduism and Buddhism word or repeated to aid concentration and meditation, or a statement or slogan repeated frequently. So like, it's like something you just say to yourself to like just to keep you pushing through like
hype you up, kind of,
yeah,
to keep you going in life.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, you know, like how
makes sense.
Like how some colleges they'll have like, or like during games if they're losing, they'll be like no matter what, we're not kicking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all guys ever heard, like that's one of the things that my friends would say, like,
okay,
yeah, it's like one of his sayings.
That's cool. I guess I never really thought that I had a mantra. I never called it that, but a lot of the times is I would tell myself,
or let me just say, or like a quote that you just live by.
Yeah, okay, so take for instance, like in a race when I'm running, I always tell myself pain is temporary.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one, and that can go outside of athletics too. You know,
yeah,
it like what you're going through right now, you're gonna feel better after you go through what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's only temporary. You're only feeling this way for a little while.
Yeah,
the other side, there's a light at the end of the tunnel is another way to say it.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's just enjoy the little things that I'm facing. You know what I mean? Like just the struggles and just get through it. Say like you said earlier. Like if life throws something at you, you just don't try to just give up. Mm-hmm. Like try to like actually push it, because you know life kind of prepares you what's like in the future. Mm-hmm. And how are you like if you like how you like, it's just like challenges that God throws at you. So.
Yeah, I understand. And Keenan, you recently won conference in the 3K.
Buddy.
What were you pretty much telling yourself going into like those last two laps?
Well, it was hard, really. I was just like, just go. It was just, especially the last lap, I just did not have it in me, but like somehow like something just came into me and it just clicked.
Was it something mental? Like something mentally clicked, or
yes,
you just?
Yeah, something mental clicked. Physically wise, I was so tired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like the pain is temporary.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna last forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was crazy. Just
the face you made.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Man, you got bug-eyed. Mm-hmm. In the headlights.
After that, I finished the race. I just felt joy out of nowhere. But
that's awesome.
Like in that race, I was not, projected to win. I was ranked like third or fourth. But
yeah, it always feels good to end out like that.
Yes, it was a good experience.
That happened to me in high school. I remember I went in like ranked 12th in the area race.
Yeah,
I came out third, and I was just like, I was looking at everybody like, no one knows who this guy is. You know?
I know where you're coming from. I feel you.
Yeah. One thing I kind of live by, and I got it from a book that I read by my junior year, and it's kind of like a sports psychology book where like, and in this book, the title is called "How Bad Do You Want It?" Mm-hmm. And I treat it as a question to myself whenever I'm like, especially in training, or like when I'm doing this show, or when I'm practicing piano, or when I'm getting work done just in general. I always ask myself, or tend to ask myself, just how bad do I really want to like succeed in this? Mm-hmm. And most of the time, and I kind of carried that quote with me throughout today, and like especially during high school when I was like starting to become a little bit more knowledgeable in this. Like there was many times where, oh man, like I've had so many bad races where I'm like, okay, yeah, obviously this isn't going well, but like, and another thing is like, I kind of tell myself, how bad do you want to like show people out once you finally like get better and like win? And like I just
Right.
think about like, man, how like that feel awesome. But like I mean, I'm just like, I kind of tell myself, if you want this like super bad, then you can't kind of like give up this small little like don't walk off the track.
Yeah, you got to win each battle to win the war.
Yeah, and like because like in this book, it's kind of like it goes through different endurance sports, and like they kind of like they do separate stories on like how people kind of use like their mental abilities to get through like the hardest race. Like they even talk about like specific racers like in marathons and stuff. On like because one of the marathon, I can't remember his name at the moment, but like one of the things was like he wasn't training well, and like in this race, the marathon race, he was like predicted to get like 15th, and it was a pretty stacked race. So he goes into the race, and then he pretty much like he's just stride for striding it with this one other dude like near the end of the race, and like it's just, and they ask him at the end, he's like, what were you telling yourself like throughout that whole entire like just last 2 miles of just constant, because they were going like 4 flat pace almost.
Wow.
Like it was a slow race to begin, but like they were like going
I
fast.
cannot imagine.
Yeah, so like and they are just pretty like he pretty much just said like I just wanted it really bad, like I just wanted to win really bad.
Yes.
And so I think that's the kind of a thing like where I kind of look at it like you just got to be desperate in some situations. Like
Sometimes in some of my races, I would picture after the race, like if I give up now, I'm going to feel even worse after I'm done getting through this than if I just put in a little bit of extra effort in now. I'm going to feel so good because I'm going to be like, that hurt. That really, really hurt. But I'm glad I put that effort in because I'm coming out faster, coming out better, stronger. People are happy for me. They don't have to sympathize with me. It's just so much better when you put in the effort when you need to.
yeah, and definitely like a lot of things I don't like to feel is just like like you did bad, and like you just have like your friends just staring at you.
Feel
And it's like,
defeated.
yeah, like
You feel
I kind
defeated.
of like I hate that feeling, but I feel like that's needed sometimes.
Yeah, no, you definitely need to. It's inevitable that you're gonna give up at sometimes, and then you're gonna look back on that, and you're gonna be like, I really wish I would have just, done this to get through that in a different way, but you didn't, and you just have to learn from that experience.
Yeah, because definitely like this whole season, like Keenan and I, we were just like constantly improving, and I think like once conference came around for that 5K, I mean Keenan, you still did good, but like I mean it wasn't what you wanted, and like I mean it's same with me. Just I mean I didn't get what I want, but I was just like what I kind of told myself to kind of get through was just like, well, it was gonna come eventually. Like you can't. Some of those things you can't dodge like a bad race. It's gonna happen.
That's true. Yeah, I felt the same way as well. Like when I was running the 5K, like I wasn't feeling it, and after the race, I felt like so exhausted. I felt like I didn't do enough as well.
You feel mentally exhausted.
mentally
But how did you
exhausted.
feel after the 3K?
The 3K? I don't know. I was just surprised.
Yeah,
Like coming into the race, I was so tired. Like I thought I was not gonna do good, but then like I just out of nowhere, energy just came into me. I was just
Yeah.
But it was end of the race. I was just happy and enjoying because like the whole week just went good. We all did good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I mean, because like I said, I've had a lot of old, not old. I shouldn't say old. I should. I've had a lot of like wiser people like tell me, like especially from the running community. Like I know one time when I was in Colorado over the summer, I met this one marathoner dude. The crazy thing is like we asked him like, where did you go to school at? And he went to a Division 3 school, so like a division lower than us. And he like the advice he gave to me was like going into like college, like he just said, some days you're gonna be just mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted, and probably physically exhausted. And like I mean that's just gonna happen. But he said one thing that you want to be remembered by, especially in the running community, like especially on your team, is just how good of a person you were besides like your times. Like if you like
Yes,
like
the race doesn't define you, who you are.
Yeah.
That goes with a lot of things too. And just like these experiences that you go through, that's not what defines you. What defines you is like how you handle the situation.
Yeah, and that was one thing I learned in my New Testament class, was just like, and he just goes on to say like you want to be remembered by your teammates and everyone in the school,
Right.
not by your
That'd be cool.
not by like your records, but just like that you were just a good person, that you loved running or like just loved to do this.
Right. And I can already see people sometimes, you're like, oh, he's going to be remembered as the guy who never showed up to practice or stuff like that. Or he's the guy who's always super hyper at 6 a.m. in the morning. You know, you have different people.
I just remember that reminded me like how I remember at the beginning of the semester, a lot of the girls would say like, Noah, how do you have so much energy at this time?
It's surprising, you know, when you're waking up at 5:30 every morning, it's hard to like.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing too. It's like you just
find joy in
you
that.
you got to make the best of it, because I mean,
Yeah, that's important.
Y'all are all there to do one thing, and that's just it's just to get fast and know that you yourself are improving.
Yeah.
Like as a person and running, like in life, like that's the whole point. And you know, sometimes when I come into practice, I see like people are just like, you know, tired, like
Let
they're
me
not
go home.
Yeah, like
I'll admit that I've done that several times.
And yeah, I mean, of course there's gonna be like times where like, you know, you're gonna be tired. Like it's 6 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
but
all you can think about is going back to sleep, getting that shower, getting back in the bed. Oh, it's gonna feel so nice.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also good to like, you know, I mean, I don't want to hear people complain about it. It just because like then it just kind of brings the whole mood. It brings the motivation down.
Yes.
You know, and I mean that's not what we're there for.
Right. I mean, I don't like people who complain in an inevitable situation. You know, you're getting put in this thing. There's no getting out of it. Might just like have fun with it, you know? To make the most out of it. See if you can learn something from it. See if you can like maybe make a memory out of it.
Yes.
I don't know. You've probably had some of those experiences.
Well, it was, you know, beginning of the season, like last semester, I was not enjoying waking up 6 in the morning every single time, 5:30. I was like, come on. But, you know, as, you know, as the year went by, I started liking it. You know.
Just kind of like make jokes on the run or something.
Yes.
Oh,
learn how to
God. Coach, just not even Coach, just Josh.
Oh my God.
Everybody. We got some
Just
wild people.
everyone just starts roasting, and then like the
Big
things
roast
the things we talk about on our
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean that's why, and a lot of people always. Do y'all guys in high school? Do y'all guys ever get to the question of just like, why do y'all guys like running?
Yes,
Like-
people ask me that here all the time.
Yeah, people-
That actually should be a question that we answer one time. The answer is I don't.
No, I used to joke around with that and just be like, well, I don't. It's just because I'm good at it.
God didn't make me good at football or soccer or baseball, and I got landed in track.
Yeah,
And I'm making the best out of it.
we'll save that for another time. But yeah, no, just like, and that's the whole thing. Like I live by, just like it's just how bad do you really want this? Because I was gonna go on to another rant. But it's just like just a quick one. Y'all guys know Steve Pre, like that whole Steve Pre. Yeah.
Stop pre.
Like, and honestly, and like, dude, like he was not, like he was probably less talented than me, but he just had so much persevere, and like he was the one person that just like wanted it so bad.
Yeah, he wanted to make a name for himself.
And like this thing, like because
did.
I watched the movie about him, and he just goes on to say like, "Man, I wasn't good in football, I wasn't good in basketball, I'm too short, like you'll never be good enough pre." And then like the fact that he kind of just overcomes that and like just becomes one of the best runners.
He took a sport that nobody was watching and started making everybody watch it just because he's like, I'm gonna do something somebody's never done before, so I can get some attention pointed towards me, because he wasn't gonna get it in any other sport.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna make me the best I can be, which is a really good mindset.
Yeah, that's a really good mindset.
Yeah, and just like the things that he'd tell himself, or like he used to say, like, you know, when I run, it's like I'm painting art. Mm-hmm. It just because like he'd start the races from like the front.
I make some funky art when I run.
Dude, oh yeah, especially you when you get tired.
Oh man, I get ugly. It turns into like Picasso real quick.
But yeah, no, like that's just the mantras I live by. And actually, on that book, it's Prefontaine on the cover.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. I suggest everyone like even if you're not a runner, like it talks about like rowing, Ironmans, like cycling. It talks about like different sports where like you encounter like mental barriers,
getting tired just thinking about reading that.
So like, did he read a? I mean, like, did he write a book or so?
It was a sports psychologist that pretty much he just did. It was a whole research book just over different endurance sports.
Okay.
That like he wanted to know like the mental barrier behind all of them and like just what people did through, because it's a sports psychology book which I'm majoring in, and which I find enjoying because that's what I want to do. And I was recommended by that book from the St. Edward's coach when I first went on my first visit, and it was a good recommendation. Like I said, I recommend everyone that doesn't, like, even if you don't run, it's just a good book to just change your mindset about everything, really.
I'm a little interested to know about that book. I might actually read it.
Yeah, so
What's it called again?
How bad do you want it?
Okay.
How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
I want it pretty bad.
All right, so going to our next topic. I'm first gonna shock y'all guys with this. The craziest thing about like when you're a kid is like when you're hanging out with your friends, you never know it's gonna be the last time like you hang out with them.
I had that experience.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I hung out with my friend.
No, as like a kid, like the last time like y'all guys, or like even just like the last time like where y'all guys logged off Xbox Live and just be like, all right, see y'all guys tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I still be playing Xbox with the same people I've been playing since I was little.
I'm sad because I don't. Yeah, I feel like I grew out of that and I tried getting back into it, but it's just so hard for me to try to find that.
The last time I played Star Wars with my friends, we used to play Star Wars at the park. You know, like I'm Luke Skywalker, Noah, you be Darth Vader, and then Andrew, you be Darth Maul. I was a nerd. Sorry.
I'm shocked that you made me Darth Vader.
No. I was talking about one of my personal friends, Noah, from my childhood.
Okay.
But like we would play that. But you're right. There was a day when it was our last day and we never said anything.
Yeah, and so like with that, I just want to know like what was like the big like memory that y'all guys just remembered from your childhood?
Oh man.
For me, it's when I was in Kenya. You know, I grew up in Kenya. Came to the U.S. in 2010. Well, back when I was 8 to 10, I used to live with my grandma, and she used to have like a big. Like animals, like goats, camels. Yeah, so
like in the house or outside?
No, outside.
Okay.
You know, she had a lot of animals. You know, for me, my job was to just take care of the little baby
What was it
goats.
like? What was it like with camels on Wednesday?
Oh, no, pretty hard. It was
Hump
good.
day.
You know, yeah. I mean, my job was to like just take care of the goats, and it was pretty good. Like I remember all of that. And also earlier when y'all were talking about the last time, hang out with Joe's childhood friends.
Last time you hung out with the goat.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The last time you hung out with the goats.
Goats, yes. That's the last time I hang out with goats. So yeah. So how about you, Luke?
For me, okay. So we lived in not a big house, but so we had a house and then we had a front yard and a backyard. And so what we would do is we would play capture the flag. And so we'd open up a gate on both sides of the house. And then so we'd have all my friends come over, and then all my brother's friends would come over. And so it'd be like my brother's friends versus my friends. And then we'd get these plastic lightsabers. You know, like the ones from Star Wars. You buy the ones that you fling out and they extend and then
like as it's actually doing the.
Yeah. Those so cool, but they hurt when you hit somebody.
Yeah.
And so I remember it's like us like. We were like strategizing and trying to sneak around in the bushes, and then you know like somebody finds you and then you get just whacked in the hand and you're like and then I don't know, just like capture the flag was like a big thing from like all of our friends together. Like that's what we did every time.
Dang. Yeah, I think I played that a couple of times, but like that was like in like elementary school though.
Yeah, that was way back.
Yeah, and I think like for me, okay, so like I was lucky enough to have or live in a neighborhood where like all my best friends kind of lived. So it'd be, dude, oh my God, it'd be me, this other Noah, Remy, Nick, Cameron, this other Jalen, and then like some other like sometimes it'd be like random kids that like we didn't even know. Like
I remember that.
And
like a kid walking down the street like, hey, you want to play?
Yeah, and like okay, like the one thing is like we'd like all ride around the neighborhood in bikes.
Oh,
so,
you
like,
had a little posse.
Yeah, so, and like we played pickup games, but like one thing that I remember the most and now I think about it, I'm like, man, if people saw us playing that, they probably would call the police.
Oh.
And we played because we had airsoft guns.
Oh,
And we played this game that we came up with called Hostage Situation.
yeah, that sounds sick.
And and honestly, okay, so my friend Noah, he had a Desert Eagle airsoft gun, but what happened was the orange tip to like show that it's an airsoft gun was off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
Doesn't
like
that make it illegal on some sort?
yeah.
Oh, y'all are just kids. Y'all didn't know.
And so like, and how do we play this game is like we play it to where like so there'd be two people with the airsoft guns, and then there'd be another person with a bat, and then everyone's like a hostage. And the trick was that like the terrorists would just like the terrorists would pretty much make you do challenges and like stuff that you'd have to do, and if you did it wrong, they'd shoot you, and they shoot you at like real close, and it freaking hurt. And then,
Ow, y'all are brutal.
yeah, and then like, and the thing is, okay, the thing was that as the hostage, you can either listen to this terrorist, or you can try to overtake them or just run away. And sometimes like when we try to overtake them, like even if we like all like just try to gang it, they quick shoot us real quick. They're like,
Oh, man, y'all didn't care.
yeah. And so and like even when you tried running away, like as soon as you took off, the head terrorist would be like, go get him, and they start chasing you, and they just go bah bah. And I was like, oh, it was fun. And with my friend Nick, he goes to West Point right now, and he was one of like those wrestlers or like military dudes. So and whenever he was a terrorist, like if you tried to like overtake him, he'd like punch you in the face and like throw you back on the ground. And
Y'all
like,
played brutally.
And he'd be like, you want to listen now? You want to listen?
Oh my
I think
goodness.
that's a game.
Yeah, it turned into not a game. Y'all weren't playing anymore. My goodness. Yeah, me and my brother used to wrestle. We used to play WrestleMania. But sometimes this one time, like we brought the wrestling match out into the front yard, and we were standing. We were like both on a tree branch, and he threw me on the ground from the tree branch.
And your brother's taller than you.
Yeah, and then he like Spider-Man hopped on top of me, and then my neighbor like comes over. He's like, "What are you doing?" And then my brother's like, "Oh, we're playing a game." And I'm looking at her like, "No, save me!" He's going wild.
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure. Have y'all guys ever went paintballing?
No.
You serious?
I
want to try it though.
I've been invited like birthday parties, but I
Dude,
never went.
That was the move. Like
Really?
Yeah, like even when like
I heard it hurt.
Yeah, like all our friends, like all my whole entire friend group, like that friend group that we'd play with, it'd be Noah or like Cameron that have like the birthday party at the paintball place, and like dude, it was so fun. Like
That does sound fun.
like it feels like team deathmatch on Call of Duty. And not gonna lie, there's a couple of times where like I got shot in the face, like in the mask, and I'm just like so blinded that like I end up getting shot by someone else. And like the thing is, like, what paintball feels like, it just feels like you getting punched really hard.
Ouch.
I know that.
Yeah, but like honestly, it was like that was the thing that me and my friends would do. And like, okay, so
Yeah.
like this is a crazy story that I had about my friend Noah. So with our bikes, like I said, we used to ride bikes around, and like we had like major steep hills, like at like ones at like Ransom Canyon. We had those kind of hills in our neighborhood,
man.
and so what we do is we'd like drag race down to see who can
In
go
what?
in bikes.
Oh, I did that as a kid.
And the thing is, like, what we do is we get like empty plastic water bottles and put them like on the back tire. So like when you rode it, it sounded like a dirt bike, and so yeah, so we're all lined up, and like as soon as we say go, we all take off, and it's like a pretty close race at this point. And what happened is my friend Noah, he's in between me and Remy. And we just see him wipe out like bad, like he just like he front flips and then like he just slides with his bike behind him. And we stop and we see like what happened. We're like, no, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then he looks at his thumb and it's all torn to shred.
Oh, no.
Because what happened was when he fell, his thumb got stuck in the tire ring and it went around. And as soon as he saw, he was like, ah, and he was like, Mom!
Man.
And the thing is, like, what happened was we ended up like we ended up going back inside and we asked about. We were like, "Is he okay?" He's like, "Yes, he's in the shower right now, huddled up." I was like, "What?"
He needs some extra care.
He needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
But yeah, like that was just one of the crazy things that like me and my friends did. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
And-
Same thing happened to me one time. So there was so we had a park right by our house, and there was, you go in the woods, and one day we found this secret skate park. It looked like almost. It was like dirt hills and everything and tunnels, and it was so cool. And it was like our little secret. And we would take our bikes out there, and then so we're trying out the hills, and I'm like, I'll go, and then we start, and then there's like loose sand by the base of the hill right before you jump off, and I'm coasting, and they're like, yeah, and then I'm going, and then like my back tire slides out in front of me, and then I just go flying, and the bike's flying too, and then I'm like laying on the ground like, what just happened? Is this place safe anymore?
yeah, no, like okay, this is one thing I did with my team in high school. So we had a park called OP Schnabel, and it was a pretty big park, and like there's a bamboo part of the forest. So, and this is like before like we were even serious about like running at all. Like we just go to the park and just like screw around. And so one of the things is like we went to the bamboo forest and like we broke off branches because at the park there was like deep in the woods there was like someone had like built like a fort treehouse thing.
Yeah.
And so we played Bamboo War
Oh,
with
that's
like
fun.
with like spears. And the first day we played it, it was like there was like fog going over like the high grass.
Whoa.
So like the opposing like team was like hiding in there like Africans. like Africans. And so like we're going up to the base, and as soon as like we get there, we're all like, someone yelled, "I see them!" And so at that point, like we all just like went, "La, la, 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 la."
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, we were like that, and then we like. I think I actually threw my bamboo at one of my teammates, and I think I hit him in the face.
Ow.
But yeah, like that was just like, and it's crazy. Like I said, it's just you don't know when the last time you do those things.
Yeah. My dad's told me some pretty funny stories, but Keenan has a story before I do.
Of like one of the crazy, like funny but kind of scary story that I have back in Kenya was I think I told you guys earlier, but I think one time it was at night and I wanted to go see a movie.
Oh
Yes,
I haven't heard this.
Yeah, I wanted to go to see a movie, but that movie took for more than 3 hours, I think. And then once I stepped outside, it was
Wait, what movie was it again?
I don't remember.
Was it like Mean Girls?
I think so.
You saw Mean Girls by yourself while you were in Kenya?
Yes, I was a little kid.
Oh.
And the thing was, my grandma, I was living with my grandma at the time.
Yeah.
She didn't, want her to go watch movies. I guess she didn't like movies.
Oh, so you were kind of rebelling?
Yeah, so like basically my grandma lived like a good 15 or 20 minutes away from the village and stuff.
Like walking
like a
15
town.
minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
So earlier, before it was night, I went to go watch the movie, and then when I came out, it was completely dark. So
Oh no.
there was a single road, and between the city and my grandma's house, there wasn't any light. It's just the one tall. It's just
15
a
to
road.
15 to
Oh,
20
man,
minutes.
how
away.
old were you?
I think I was I think 9 at the time.
Dude.
Oh my god.
yeah.
I would have been
So-
scared out of my mind.
I was scared, so that's why I said it was a bit
Is it-
scary.
and that was the first time you ran.
Yes, I ran. That's the first time I ran. Fast.
Keenan's first run.
So after that I went home. I don't know. I should start laughing for no reason.
Well, dude, cause like, aren't there animals out in like?
Yes, of course. Like, I bet hyenas.
Wait,
I don't know.
didn't you have to like? Didn't you sleep outside your grandpa's house one time and like?
Yes. Basically, now my grandpa's and my uncle's. Cause my uncle, same thing. He lived by himself. Don't know why, but he had animals too. So my job was to take care of the goats as well. So yeah, like sometimes when we like try to like take the goats and like take them somewhere to like get a better food or so. Sometimes the season change and our area is the grass is dry or so.
Yeah,
like the
I
first
get you.
gets worse. So sometimes we usually stay out there with the goats by the night. So
Okay.
just ourselves.
Oh shoot! Wait, you stayed out there with them at night?
Yes.
You gotta
so,
stay awake watching the goats.
Yeah, so it wasn't me. It was three people. My big brother, he was 2 years older than me at the time, and my cousins. So one was older than me, the other one was younger than me. So yeah, it was a lot of.
Did y'all see any? Are hyenas actually a problem?
In that area, yes, it is a problem, but I did not see any hyenas. So
Can
that's
you
a good
imagine
thing.
like?
That's a good thing.
Can you imagine hyenas being a problem in Lubbock? Like you just want to go pick up a McDouble or something, and then like a hyena comes at you.
Well, I mean, I heard like they won't even like if they even see like they won't even mess with you. It's just like
yeah, they won't mess if they're by themselves or if they will attack you if they have like more than five. Because like hyenas are pretty scared. I mean, like
okay.
they're scared, so they hunt in packs.
oh, okay.
So yeah, it's just basically a wolf, but a little bit there.
Honestly, I'm trying to think what's worse, Kenya or Australia?
Oh no.
Because Australia has like those dangerous.
They've got like all the world's deadliest animals.
Yeah. All right. On to the third topic. Recently, we're kind of just switching gears into the sports right now. It's a weird segue, but so recently, I think it was last week, that Chelsea goalie he refused to leave the game when his coach had asked him to leave. And apparently, from what I have heard and what I've read, is like this is like the first time ever happening.
That's the first time I've ever heard of like any sport.
Yeah, and so I don't even know how to say this goalie's name. Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Yes. We'll call him Kepa. Kepa sounds easier.
Okay, yeah. So pretty much like the coach, because they're going into penalty kicks, and Chelsea, this the English League Cup final, like the team Chelsea, they had a different goalie that was sort of better with this situation.
Right, yes.
And so the coach had asked Kepa to get out of the game, and we'll bring in this guy, that way you don't mess it up. But he was refusing because he was saying, I can do this. And so he pretty much refused to leave the game, and the coach was pissed. And so, yeah, Keenan, you take it away from here.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, look, this is the first time that it happened, and I was watching the game too, so it was like,
oh, you watched it live?
Yes, it was crazy. I was like, okay, that's basically it was like the highlight of the game.
That's sad. That's sad.
That was the highlight.
That was the highlight. It was crazy. The coach, his name is Sorry. I mean, I think he's a pretty good coach. He wanted to put in one of the goalkeepers that was known for penalties, to stop penalties. But the goalkeeper felt like he can do this. But I felt like I mean, that was his choice. But the way that he refused it wasn't the right way.
You
He
have to listen to coach.
Yes, he had to get off. But I think that they were gonna fine him for doing that. So.
I didn't know you could just blatantly refuse somebody like that, and then there's nothing and you can't do anything about it. He's stuck on the field. You literally are gonna have to drag his body off the field to take him off.
Well, yeah, because like what happened was they're saying that he's getting fined for like a 1 week's wages.
No, he should have. He would be kicked from my team. If
Does
he's
that
not
usually
gonna
happen though? Like if they don't usually listen to the code, they just get kicked.
This is the first time that I'm hearing about this, but I don't know if they get
goodness.
fined. I know if you do like crazy stuff, you maybe get red carded, or I don't know, you might get fined a lot of money. Or something.
They probably didn't even make a rule about it yet because they didn't think anybody could be so dumb enough to do something like that.
Especially watching the game. I mean, watching the coach, his face, he was just so mad. And he threw down
I know.
Did you see how the bottle?
Yeah, I remember seeing it. Yeah,
The coach was mad because he wasn't
it cost them. It cost them to lose.
Yes, him staying in the game cost them. Yeah, they lost the game, and the coach knew what he was doing. You have to have trust in coach, no matter how stupid you think he is in the moment. Now that loss is all on that goalie.
Yes,
because he didn't follow orders. He thought he could take things into his own hands. That's so selfish.
Yes. They lost the game and they lost the cup too.
Yeah, it was a cup. It was a cup final.
So
It was English League Cup
selfish.
final, and like he came out recently to the public, just apologizing. And yeah, he was saying sorry was furious to his authority undermined by Kepa's insubordination. He walked down the tunnel and returned just before the end of the extra time. Kepa played on and City City won the shootout. And so like yeah.
That would be so frustrating if I was standing as a coach and I said, "Hey, it's time," and when he blatantly refuses me,
well, I mean,
that would be so frustrating.
From the coach on the interview from the coach, I mean, he said that they talked it out and like they understand like he was being insubordinate, was not like being arrogant and just wasn't listening. Like they understand that at this point, so he was just saying we're just gonna move on to the next step, to the next step, and just put it behind us.
They're done.
Yeah, and so, I mean, are all soccer players like that, or?
I don't think so. This is the first time
I've never
I'm
seen
hearing
anything
about this.
Well, I mean, when they tell Lionel Messi to get out, I'm pretty sure he goes out.
Yeah, but he doesn't do well with paying his taxes, does he?
Oh, low
okay.
blow.
Come on.
But yeah, and so like, and honestly, just going to that, we're starting to see like a lot of like, I mean, just athletes now, I feel like are starting to get a little bit too high and mighty.
Entitled.
Yeah, because now, like, dude, like I said, recently there is 18 freshmen from the NCAA going to the NBA draft.
I think I'm pretty excited for this draft class. Really.
Okay, so I actually have the draft list. I have it right here. It's okay. So the Atlanta Hawks, they're looking at R.J. Barrett from Duke. He's 6'7", and then
Freshman
number 2,
class.
yeah, freshman. Like I
That's
said,
people our age.
like I said, these are all freshmen. Yeah.
Are we the same age as Zion?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a little bit younger than us.
Yeah. And so,
What in the world? I am not a man. I am
Yeah.
not a man.
And then number 2 is Boston Celtics is looking at Cameron Reddish from Duke. Oh yeah, yeah, 2 people from Duke. They're like I'm pretty sure you heard of him. He's 6'8", and then
Wow.
Chicago Bulls is looking at Nasir Little from North Carolina. Phoenix Suns looking at Romeo Langford from Indiana. New York Knicks is looking at Zion Williams.
I hope he doesn't go there.
Yeah, I don't want him to go there. Cleveland is looking at Sakuya Doumbouya. I think that's how you say.
Doumbouya, yes.
Yeah, Doumbouya. Yeah,
from France.
Yeah, he's 6'9". I don't know where he's.
Yeah, he's our age too.
No, he's 17.
These guys should
He's
all be our
17.
age.
Yeah, he's whoa. I thought he was like 18 or 19.
No, he's 17.
Wow,
Not know that.
that's impressive.
Holy crap! Yeah, that is okay. Orlando's looking at Quentin Grimes from Kansas, 6'5". Brooklyn Nets is looking at Keldon Johnson. Boston Celtics again is looking at Daniel Gifford from Arkansas, 6'10". Okay, he has 6.2 rebounds, so I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, as a freshman. Atlanta Hawks is looking at Maria Hachimura from Gonzaga. He's a junior. And then Charlotte Hornets is looking at Darius Garland from Vanderbilt, freshman. Los Angeles Clippers looking at DeAndre Hunter from Virginia, sophomore. Portland Trailblazers looking at Jonte Porter from Missouri, sophomore. Oh shoot, San Antonio Spurs. They're looking at Luka Semnek from
another Luka.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's 6'11". He's international.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they usually take international on Spurs and Dallas.
Yeah, Patty Mills from Australia.
yes, yeah.
And then
I've loved watching Luka this
Bellinelli
season.
from Spain, I think. And so yeah, dude, honestly, not gonna lie. Okay, kind of going off topic. I was so disappointed at the Spurs' like away games record, dude. It was 1-7.
It's crazy. Like
It's just the beginning.
they have I think they have 2 stars that can actually make the difference, but they're not actually doing good. Like DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, DeMar. Yeah, and then
LaMarcus Aldridge too.
yeah, there you go. There you go, LaMarcus. Yeah, I was trying to remember his name because we saw him play in the All-Star game.
But I think like they can still make it to the playoffs, but they're not playing like a playoff team.
And the thing is, I remember they got Lonnie Walker from Miami, and I think he was injured this whole season.
Yes, that's true.
And so, like, I mean, had he been healthy, I think he would have been like a little bit of a game changer for like their away games. And so going on, like this 15, Detroit Pistons looking at Charles Bassey from Western Kentucky, freshman. Miami Heat's looking at Bol from Oregon.
Freshman.
Okay, they're saying he's 7'2".
Oh, Bobo.
Yeah.
You know his dad was 7'6".
Bro, what?
His dad was 7'6".
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. You should look. His wingspan is
It's
Wow.
right. He's right here.
Yeah,
It's like
he's-
7'9" mammoth wingspan.
wow.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh, there's actually a picture of him right here.
He barely needs to jump.
I
to dunk the
cannot.
ball.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. And then 17.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to jump at all.
Dude, but he's
I'm-
so skinny too.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I think I'm I think he's my favorite fresh coming to the draft.
Yeah.
Where is he at?
He's going to Oregon.
Okay.
The thing is, he's 7'2". He can block. He can play defense. He can also play offense. He can shoot threes.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen a 7-footer shooting threes? That's crazy.
Yeah, not
You
often.
don't see that.
Does he move down the court pretty quick or?
I mean, he's lacking there. I mean, he's super tall.
Usually.
so that
I mean,
kinda
that's
You're at an
something-
awkward
but the thing is,
stage.
yeah, that's something he can work on too. I mean, because like I said, I think with Giannis Antetokounmpo,
oh yes.
he was. You said he was pretty thin.
Yeah, he
to
was
the,
like he was so skinny. And
You
then,
haven't
like,
grown into
3
your
years-
body yet.
Yeah, so I think with this guy, I mean, same thing may just happen to him. Just like as soon as he gets to the NBA, he'll probably just like get a little bit bigger, and then just his explosiveness and speed down the court will probably improve.
Yeah, they'll work with him for sure.
Yeah,
Because he's young.
yeah,
He's so young, and like he's growing into a man. He's still growing. He's just got to grow into himself.
yeah. And okay, so 17, Washington Wizards looking at Lewis King from Oregon, 6'7". Minnesota Timberwolves, Naiz Reed from LSU. New Orleans, Jalen Smith. Milwaukee Bucks is looking at Demetrius John Morant.
Never heard.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Looking at the wrong
Yo,
person.
he goes to UTLA. Apparently he has. Oh, he was a freshman with Lonzo, I think. Brooklyn Nets is looking at Jalen Horde. Indiana Pierce is looking at PJ Washington, 6'8" sophomore. Los Angeles Lakers looking at Jarrett Culver from Texas. Oh shoot, Texas Tech. I think
There's somebody.
yeah. That's the guy that Poro knows, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're doing excellent.
Shoot, he may go to Lakers. Are looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is he's projected to go top 10. So it's crazy the way that he's playing this year. His like draft stock is rising.
Yeah,
Yes.
every game.
38.2% of his 3-point attempts. That's what he has, and then
And the craziest thing is he's from Lubbock.
yeah,
He went to
Wow.
Coronado.
That's awesome. So a lot of people know him from around here.
Yes.
yeah. So shoot, I actually did.
Hometown star.
Yeah, he's
Hey.
6'5".
Good job. Giving you an old 806 shout out.
I mean, there's also Mahomes,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
bro. Don't hate on Mahomes.
I mean,
He honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like,
Not on Lubbock Radio.
dude. And the thing is, like, I mean, I'm pretty like a lot of people were like kind of giving him bad mouth just because people think they overhype like the way he throws. But honestly, the way he throws, I mean, it's kind of unique
yes.
because I mean, like I said, he played baseball, and when you play baseball, like you have to learn how to throw accurate, and like you have to learn how to throw in different like
Manziel played baseball.
yeah. Oh, where's
It
Manziel
was-
now?
Yeah, Manziel. Yeah.
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
comparing Mahomes to Manziel, except in the way that he throws.
Yeah, and so I mean, like I said, just with him, he's just like I mean, some of the plays I've seen him throughout the season was just like he's able to throw like passes where like sidearm.
I seen that. I seen a couple of his throws. It was crazy, but he's good. But like, I think he's like top 10 quarterback. Not like
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot
not-
of people like compare like say
He's still
like
got
top
time,
3.
though.
Yeah, he's still got time. Like he's his early 20s.
Yeah, but no, a lot of people are like kind of wondering like if he's gonna like keep it up because I know with Dak Prescott, he was a rising quarterback
yes.
when he first came to the Dallas Cowboys, and like just after like the past couple years, like the past 2 or 3 years,
He's
I mean,
become the starter.
No, I mean it's not that. It's just that he hasn't been kind of like improving. Like I mean, one thing that a lot of people say about him is that he can't read the field. So like his plays are sometimes off, and so the thing is like with that today is what I heard is that this week is that he has like a year left on his contract.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Like him and Ezekiel Elliott, so they're kind of wondering if they're just gonna keep him
Zeke.
or like get rid of him. But yeah, so like, sorry, we kind of segued for a minute, but yeah, like I said, there's just a lot. Oh, okay, San Antonio Spurs looking at another Herb Jones from Alabama.
Like I said, this year draft class actually like pretty young.
Yeah,
That's pretty
like, yeah,
good.
no, like I
We're
said,
going to see a lot of fresh new NBA teams.
yeah, no, like I said, it was like the numbers were 18 freshmen and 11 seniors, and then like some in between, like juniors and sophomores. But I mean, like I said, 18 freshmen. That's a lot, just because they have that new policy now where it's like, I mean, now you just have to be 18 to go to the draft, right? But then I guess if you have a year in college, like you're able to still do it even if you're 17.
Is it smart for some people to stay in college, though? Some of those guys to maybe not go into the draft yet and bump up their stats.
I mean, it depends.
It depends on the person, right?
Yeah, because we were talking about it this week. Yeah, just because what I said was, I mean, I guess the one thing we need to agree on is like, do they need college? Like, do they need the education?
They don't necessarily need the education. They need education on the game and how it's played by different people other than just high school.
Yeah, and so
I
like,
think it's good.
Pretty much what I said was like, I think it's smart for like any prospect basketball player that you go at least just like a year in college, just so that you know how to play at like another level,
Or at the least a minor league, something like that.
yeah,
Play in the G League for a little bit.
yeah, like because you need to gain a little bit more like higher level experience from high school, because I mean it's just with some people like LeBron, Kobe. I mean they got lucky, but I truly think it's best if you just either just do your year of like just gaining more experience, learning how to play the game better, developing your skills and like raising like your percentages before you go into the draft. I mean just because going just out of 18, like out of high school, I don't think that now is just a smart move, especially because like you see athletes now who don't know how to spend their money well, and they end up getting in trouble. I mean, and if you just give like someone who's fresh out of high school who still kind of have that mentality, that they have the mentality that like, but yeah, I'm good at basketball and I want to make money, but it's just to them it's just gonna be, wow, I'm getting millions right now. I'm like forgetting about the game.
I mean, it all depends on how mature you are. People mature at different paces. I'm not saying all freshmen are immature, but I mean, definitely some of them are immature. And you can see it, but some of them handle situations better than others because they've had to experience things before that other people haven't had to go through.
Yeah.
I think the 1 year of college, I think it's good for me because most of the players that go to the NBA come from lower class.
Yeah.
So I think like they're going to the NBA because they feel like they want to help out their family.
Yeah, of course.
So I guess that's my old. But I don't like the old rule, like coming out of high school and then go straight to NBA. But because I only know like few players that have done that are actually good. Like I don't know if y'all know Kwame Brown, 2001. He was #1 pick from high school. He was hyped in high school, and then in like less than a year, he ended up to be the worst player out of that draft.
Yeah.
So and then decades later, he became to be like one of the worst players to pick up a whole decade. So it was crazy. But I like the 1 year in college.
Yeah, and I mean that's like I said, it's you need to do it just so then you get a little bit more experience, just learning how to play.
Different.
Yeah.
We talked about like any sport bumping up.
Because I mean, even like in especially in basketball, I mean, it's not like you're going there and you're gonna automatically be better than everyone. Like it's just everyone's coming like from like every good prospect is coming from like a different high school and different schools. Like it's not like y'all guys are all going to the same school and y'all guys are gonna be like a good stacked team. No, because like even recently, like #1 seed Tennessee lost to Kentucky, which that was a big shock. So I mean, like I said, it's just you're gonna be playing against still just like really good talented players, so just doing a year won't kill you.
Yes, you're right.
Agreed.
But yeah, no, like yeah, definitely. But the thing is, like you don't see that a lot in football for the NCAA.
Straight from high school to NFL?
Well, no, just even doing like a year like in college and just going to
usually people will spend their whole career in college.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 years.
Okay. Like, do you have to be like 20 or 21 to go to NFL?
I don't know the rule on that, actually. It could be different than the NBA.
That's crazy because I haven't, I know for sure it's not 1 year and done.
It's just like maybe a size difference too. You grow a lot in 4 years. You can fill out a lot of space, and then you'd be able to take hits better in the NFL.
Yeah, because I mean, now we learned Kyle Murray. He chose to go to the draft.
Kyler.
Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Did I say it wrong? Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Man, I remember him back in the A&M days.
A&M.
Oh man, that was some time.
What happened in A&M?
Nothing. He just left us.
Oh, he went to A&M.
He started out at A&M.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, ended out in OU.
Yo, shit, I didn't know that. I thought he was at OU this whole time.
No, he came from us. And remember, what's his face that ended up at TCU?
TCU. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah,
my
so I can't think of the.
Anyways, what's the rule?
Honestly, I'm not seeing a lot on the rules, but I mean, what I was just interested with Kyler Murray is just like I think, and Mahomes did the same thing, but Mahomes was a little bit bigger. Is he chose Kyler Murray chose to go to the NFL instead of the draft, or instead of the MLB draft? Shoot, I'm like mixing up my words, but yeah, he chose to go to the NFL, and like a lot of people are like talking about is just like his height and like his weight. I mean, like he's 5'10", and I think like 205.
Yeah,
205.
He's a little over 200. I mean, I was a bit surprised today once. Like I saw he was 5'10". I thought he was like 6 foot.
No, like I said, I heard he was short because, and that's a lot of people are now talking about. It's just like, does height really matter for a quarterback? Like that's kind of what ESPN was questioning. Was just doesn't matter on their height, because they said like the average quarterback height was like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3".
Well, I think it's going to be difficult for him because most of the linemen in the NFL are like 6'7",
yeah,
6'8".
They're a lot bigger. So he's definitely just gonna have to like as soon as they hike the ball to him, you have to like back up and just like have to be able to just see the field better.
Yes. But then like if he backs up,
it leaves
and
him,
then,
leaves him open for like it loses his coverage.
And also if he gets sacked, there's like more yards.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also like I mean, is it like also like I heard like soccer's also pushing the age to 15 to 16 to become a pro.
Wait, is that young to become a pro?
Yes, I know that.
Well, I mean, I guess
16.
I can understand that just because I mean, not to be mean, but like in South America, I guess like when you go to like the Brazil teams, like they're kind of just there's no way out really, but to play soccer. So I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised because like I thought it was like you have to be 18 or 17, but I checked this morning and it was like 15 or 16. I was like, whoa.
So then this raises a huge question. Like the final question for us on the show is just, what's the right age to just go pro in sports, like in any sport really?
Depends on where you're at, I would say. I mean, it can't be a blanket thing for everybody. All sports are different. And all people are different, and it's going to take different levels of mentality and physicality in your sport.
Yeah, no, like I mean, with me, I agree with you, but like, I also think like, I feel like people need to at least have like a year, a little bit more experience.
That would be preferred.
Yeah, just at a higher level, just because I mean, like I said, and even with runners, like the only run I can come up with right now is just Drew Hunter. I mean, sometimes I say like, maybe it was good that he didn't go to college because then he'd get burned out, and that's what you got to worry about too. For like any athlete is like you got to worry about like not getting burnt out in college, so that way you can still play like pro. But I mean, yeah, I guess it just depends like on your situation of like where you are of mental like maturity or like in the mental age, and then just your physical. Well, I guess at this point physicality doesn't matter. It's just like whether you just have enough experience to like just play at the proper league. All right, so we're gonna end our show there today. If you want to submit more topics or questions for us to talk about on this radio show, follow us at the Gen Z _guys. And this was Noah Villarreal,
Luke Henderson,
Keenan Abdi.
Yeah, Keenan was a very special guest for us today. Like, so please show him love on his Instagram page. What's your handle?
I think it's Keenan Abdi 23.
We'll tag him in a post so you can follow him.
Yeah, but yeah, go so follow us on Instagram, and you have listened to 99.1 Shap Radio, the Gen Z guys on Topic Talk.
Peace.
Adios.